Good morning. Oh, look, we've got a couple more minutes for everyone to sign on. I am ready to go. We are going to be doing pumpkins and potions. Patrick got back last night at 11, so he's out hiking with the dogs right now, which means I can sew. This morning I woke up and I got up early and I thought, oh, maybe I can go downstairs and start my homework. And meaning section 4 because I never finished candles 1, and then I just went back to bed. And so what we're going to start with is we are going to start with potions bottle 3. We're doing section 5 this morning, and if you want to just hoop up in your 5x7 hoop, we'll get started in just a little bit. Good morning, everyone. Ooh, yes. I'm ready. I'm applying some lotion to my hands right now, so they're not going to be all crusty and scary looking like they normally are. Oh, man. Also, you're going to need this. You should have stitched this out already, and if you haven't done so, I want you to go ahead and I want you to trim any of those icky threads that you see that are coming beyond the satin stitching. And this morning I actually went and I trimmed the ones that were by the spider. So trim those up. You're going to need those. You want it to be nice and clean. You're also going to need your little shaker. I know. No, that is not, that's like happening in real life. They really are shimmery like that, right? You're not imagining that. It's not just lights, cameras, and action. It's not like it's not special effects. That's what I'm meaning to say. Good morning. Margaret, you still at the cabin? Are you at the cabin watching? I imagine you in like an Adirondack chair by the water with the birds and the animals making noises. That's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing on Golden Pond, which I know is in Maine, but okay. Guess what? It's 9:01. Let's get started. So I'm already hooped up in my 5x7 hoop. Don't forget, we're doing the brother sale. If you have been lusting after one of these, get it now because they're normally $513.99 and our special price is $19.99. Some of the product that I ordered last week is starting to trickle in. I got my 7x12, some of them. But I'm going to be ordering tomorrow. So send me your order tonight. And I've been pretty good getting through them. I was so tired last night. I couldn't do anything. Some nights I'm just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this on my machine. This is the one from last week. Make sure it doesn't do this. And that you stitch it because that seems to be what I like to do these days. It's been awful. Awful. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm going to wake up my machine because it is awake. Here we go. Da, da, da. Tighten up my filming arm. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know why it just did that. I'm going to go into embroidery. Let's go home. Let me get situated on my nest. I sit cross-legged on my ottoman. I'm going to go to my USB button. And let me also move my computer so I can see your comments because I can't right now. You know what I need? I need like a laptop stand that I can like move all over my room. I need it to be like suspended from the air so I can just grab it and pull it down. Okay, I have a folder, I hope, that says pumpkins and potions. And let me grab this spreadsheet, which I have been updating. And we're going to be doing this. Potions Bottles 3. Halloween 8, 4x6. I know some of you are already done with this, but I hope some of you are like stitching along with me. There's just so many projects to work on. And we're going to be doing 4x6. That's this one right here. Let me go ahead and set that. Now we're going to add. And the design we're adding is going to be Potions Bottle 3, Part B. And I think they're in order, but it should look something like this. Like that one. Potions Bottle 3. Let's go here. Back to my USB. Back to the folder I created. And I did my SVGs, which I'm going to use those someday. Just not today. Background quilting PES. That's just what I call my folder. That's just going to be the embroidery designs, not the quilting designs. And I think the SVGs, it's time up front that saves you time in the back end. And I just need to do it. Here's your huckleberry. This is the one. So it's after the fresh spider cider. Go ahead and set it. And we're going to be centered. How do you know it's centered? Because if you look at your direction, it says that both files are centered. And that's the kind of information I add to this spreadsheet too. So if you don't want to look there, I put it here because see, ooh, this one. Oh, that was just a note I made to myself. Don't move it here because here they'll separate. And if you want to move it here, let me show you how to combine. This right here is your combine button. I know it looks like 3 different buttons, but it's one. You just touch, see, right now, they move separately. I'm going to put those back to center. So move, and this dot right here, that's your centering button. So now I moved them back to center. If you want those to move together, you touch this button down here, and this pink, where it turns it pink, now it's one design. See how it's moving together as one? But, and then if you want to ungroup it, you touch this, and you say, okay. For me, it's just easier to hit embroidery. You go to the next screen, and it automatically groups it. But there are going to be times in this screen where you want to group stuff, and now you know how to do it. Okay, I am using my 5x7 hoop. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to choose my hoop size 5x7, and I'm going to say, ooh. Oh, you know, this is because I have, let me see. Oh, I can go up a little bit. So when you use those these sashing frames, it slows your speed down. Just know that. It's not, your machine's not broken. You're just, that's a safeguard. And that's them saying this is how it's going to optimally stitch at this speed. All right, so I'm going to touch embroidery because we're done with that. And I have the outline of my 5x7. I can snug it up a little bit, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to touch layout, move, and up. And my hoop's on, so it's not going to let me go outside of that embroidery field. And then this is the button that I like to push so that I can fast forward through different steps. Okay, I'm going to look at your messages. Did I miss anything? Good morning. This is a fun one. Oh my God. So Lynn sent me a picture last night, and I hope she posts it. I don't know if she's posted it yet, but you know Lynn likes to take it to an 11. That the best, most mortal people can achieve is a 10, but Lynn will go to an 11. So hopefully she'll post it, and you'll be inspired to add more. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more and is fabulous. And that's always the case with Miss Lynn. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stitch this out. I'm going to choose a color I can see. And just don't choose the color that is going to be your background stitching. And every time Lynn sends me a picture like that, I always giggle first. Because I'm like, oh my God, what has Lynn done? And then I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, you're just amazing. So she just makes me laugh. She brings me joy. Her embroideries bring me joy. Because I'm always just racing to get it done. Lynn works for perfection. And achieves it. Okay. Fabric. You should have a little fabric bundle if you've gone ahead. Mine's folded, but I don't worry about that. You're going to spray the wrong side of your batting, the wrong side of your background fabric, and we can spray the rest of it later. And if you do not like to spray, and I know some people do not like to spray, please do not spray. You can go ahead and tape. You can glue stick. You can do whatever you want. Okay. And I like to show this in the beginning of my sew-alongs. I love Gnold KK100. Here it is. It's the economy line. It's half the price of the regular line. I've never bought the regular ones because it's like 30 bucks. This is like 15 bucks, so it's half the price. And I think it has the perfect amount of stick. It should say Gnold KK100, the perfect spray. And I go through about two of these cans a year, I'd say. All right, your wrong side is nubbier than the right side. This one dimples in, and this one dimples out. So go ahead and give that a little shot of spray. And then we're also going to spray. Sometimes my spraying finger is like heavy-handed in the mornings or when I first try to spray. Lay that down inside of the square. If you're doing it like the way, I do it, you're pre-cutting your batting strips so that they fit that square and you don't have to do the next step, which is to tack it down and trim it. Because who wants to do that? Like, why? Okay, make sure this is directional. So make sure you're not laying it down all crooked. And we are going to tack this down. We're going to skip some steps here. So this step is going to be tack down for your batting. Don't need it. This is placement for your background. Don't need it. And this is tack down for your background. Need it. Would let me think outside the box. Oh my goodness, Margaret. I'm with you. I am an inside the box kind of girl. Every once in a while, I'll have an outside of the box moment. And like, I'm so impressed with myself. But for the most part, I'm just a rule follower. A follower, not a leader. And now we're going to do our quilting stitch. This is the 5x7. Yes, I'm using the 5x7. So we're going to do quilting stitch. I put in here white, and there's a lot going on with this stitch. Should we do like a color? Oh my goodness. I'm thinking crazy thoughts. I'm thinking I'm going to do marmalade. Let's just try it. Okay, this is what it looks like. You can't even see that quilting. Like, what's the point, right? So, Karen Bowl came in with her Save the Date pillow panel, the October one. I'm going in with a color because I'm wild and crazy. Who would say that? Wild and crazy was it like Dan Aykroyd or John Belushi? I don't know. I'm feeling wild and crazy. I'm probably gonna hate this. I just don't want it to be too busy. I'm going marmalade. What it recommends, and the colors that I put in here aren't my recommendations. So these right here are not my recommendations. These are Kimberbells. And the place you can find those, it's right here. So when it goes and describes the block by block quilting, it'll show you the color. Like that's the white square. But all of them have it. Like right here, it's recommending black for Flying Geese A and marmalade for Flying Geese B. And those are the colors that I'll put in. But look at that. Steve Martin, that's right. Steve Martin, we got to get this done because Quilty Christmas is coming out. And we're not going to start that until September, which is right around the corner. But we are going to be doing Quilty Christmas, and I'm going to double fist Lori Holt. So that's all coming. So this has to get done. And I'm going to be doing, I think we're almost done though, right? We've got to do the borders. I've got to finish my homework, do the borders, and then we're going to just put it all together. I think we've done a pretty good job staying on schedule. You know what? I'm feeling kind of good about this. Oh, but what I was saying is Karen Bull came in with her save the date, and she always does like a light, subtle color in the background, but a color, and it looks so good. And it's a busy print, but it still looks amazing. All right, we're done with the quilting. You always want to look here and see where it tells you to go. And this says to go to the embroidery, which means step 1. Sometimes it sends you to like step 3 or something. So it's really important to look right here. All right, we are going to, color does not make a difference. We're going to stitch the bottle placement line. I'm just going to go ahead and leave my mango smoothie because you know it's a color I love. And these are the fabrics that we're going to need. I'm going to put these down and spray them. One was the lid and one was the bottle back. You could throw in some purple. I'm throwing in just like little bits of purple here and there. There's my bottle. I'm going to go ahead and lay down my swirly fabric. Here we go. And then it wants us to do the tack down, and then we're going to trim close. Color still doesn't make a difference. I'll just go ahead and leave in my mango smoothie. And then let's get your snips. These are those new Martelli snips that I have at the store. I couldn't find mine the other day. They were with, I took some beading with me. Not eating, but beading with a bee. When I went to Vegas, and Patrick has a couple bracelets that I've made him that broke. That he's been like, can you fix these? And then a year later, I finally fixed them for him. I'm like, yeah, put it over there and I'll fix it when I get a chance. Poor Patrick. He's all right. I have trouble saying no, except to Patrick. Poor Patrick. Oh my God. I'm like, no, not right now. Ooh, that was close to my stitch, huh? But I finally fixed his bracelet, and then he was wearing them at the Grateful Dead show, and his wrist looked so handsome, just like the rest of him. What I love about these is they're super strong. Like, I feel like I can go through lots and lots of layers. What I don't love about them is, I don't know if it's that I wish the blades were longer or something, or maybe that they turned. Like, I feel like I have to work a little harder to control them. I don't know how to explain it. You'll get it when you guys get your pair. Okay, does that look so cute or what? So trim the fabric close to the stitch line. Here's our little picture right here. So we just did this step, and now it says stitch the bottle satin outline. It's recommending marmalade. I want to look at it. Should we put like, would purple look good right now? It doesn't, purple doesn't always look good. This is going to go on top. Oh my goodness. Is that so cute? Oh yeah, I'm going to just go with the purple. I think that looks super cute. So it wants the bottle satin outline. So let me go ahead and take this out. So this is, I think you could do damson or lavender. Either one of these would look great. I'm going to go damson. Damson's kind of my go-to purple. They are really sturdy and they're stronger than my other ones, but there's something about the other ones where I feel like I have more control. But when I'm like on there's times where the other ones just, it's not enough heft. Not enough heft. Okay, so stitch the bottle satin outline, and I did switch mine to damson. So, and I am going to add, I think the mango smoothie looks good here. I think it looks pretty darn good. I'll add that to my spreadsheet that I used mango smoothie. And then I'll update the spreadsheet with that change in case you want to use the same color. So what I do with the spreadsheet, because you know you get it in its pure form, sometimes with mistakes. So then I'll just add this, and then I'll update the spreadsheet, and you'll get the updated one for next week after I finish everything. So I'm going to put in here that I use my mango. No! Sorry. Poppy just came in, and I had to do the hand block. Mango smoothie, and then I'll add the colors here, so. Damson, what have we used so far? We used, and then I'll put all of this down here. So it'll all be in there. Damson mango smoothie. What else have we used so far? I think we're going to be using black. Okay. There. Now you see the process, right? Yeah, I think that, wow. I'm like one wild and crazy gal this morning. Using a color you can see and purple. Hi, Miss Deborah from Canada. Okay, what is the brand of magnetic hoop you are using? Also, what muslin brand do you use? Thank you and happy Sunday. So, this hoop right here, this is made by Brother. Baby Lock also, I mean, the Baby Lock and Brother products are the same. They just put them in different packaging. There are products that I can only get from Brother and products that I can only get from Baby Lock, which I always hate that. Because I want to be able to get everything all the time. Oops. Hi, Momo. Momo's here and saying good morning. Oh, you have a waggy tail. He's got a super waggy tail. Okay, so this one is the Brother one. And you want to get this from us. If you want this hoop, you want to get it now. Because it retails for $513. And we're doing a Brother sale. When we do that Brother sale, they give us an extra 20% off. And we pass it out to you because I know how much that hurts to want an accessory. And go, wow, how much does it cost? So we try to give it to you at the, I want everyone to be able to get it, for it to be affordable for you. So it is $179 right now on the sale. And so how do you do that? Don't order it on our website. Email me. Just email me your name, your contact information. I'll send you a confirmation email saying, hey, hey Gina, got your email. This is the hoop. This is the price. Just confirming that's right. And then when you say yes, I'll add it to the list. And then you just pay for it when it comes in. We just believe that you're gonna get it. And we order it for you. And then you do need to pay for shipping. And so the sale price and shipping. But you know, the good thing about it is most of you are out of state, and so you don't pay sales tax. So you do have to pay the shipping though. Oh, and then Gina asked about the muslin. Not all muslin is created equal. So if you're going to buy it locally, and let's say you're going to go buy it at Joann's, like just feel it. And you don't have to buy the nicest muslin, and you don't have to buy the cheapest. I just buy something kind of middle of the road. This one is an in-house brand from E.E. Shank. This is where I get this, and I love it, and this is what I order, and this is what I use all the time because I know what to expect. So I don't think it really, I don't think you can go online and look up E.E. Shank muslin. I buy this. It's 90-inch. It's $10.99 a yard, and I do have a lot of people that will buy a whole bolt. The bolts are 15 yards, and when you buy a whole bolt, I do it at 30% off. So you can find it on our website. But I like the 90-inch, and then I cut it to specific widths. And I think I do 12-inch. No. How wide is this one? I'd have to measure. I measure from here to here. This is wider right now because it was the end, a piece that I had cut, and it was the end piece, so I'm just using it. But I would get, it's just it's perfect. It's like not too hard, not too soft, not too thick, not too thin. It's like, I think Goldilocks would say it was just right. Okay. All right. So next step. And then there's always people that go, why do you use muslin instead of no-show mesh, which is what they recommend. And I use it because I like the way it feels, and it's pliable, and I feel like my blocks are softer in the end, and I can press everything out. I know there's some no-show out there that melts, so I don't use this as a stabilizer. I use it as a base. So if I'm doing a block and it has batting and it has background fabric with Shape Flex on it, then I don't really need a hefty stabilizer. It all stitches really well. And when you press it out, everything just looks really great. I use it a lot in the place of other stuff if I can. And if I'm pressing it and I can get it to look good. All right. Stitch the bottle, satin outline. Now it wants us to stitch, come on, autofocus. Stitch the glass vinyl with label placement lines. These stitches will be removed later. And remember, you don't have to stitch them all. Maybe do 3 of them. There's one, because I don't like pulling out those stitches, but you guys saw the rip and grip that I used last time, that you can just kind of grab that little knot and not sit there torturing your fingertips and like the tip of your seam ripper. I'm not going to do this last one, this one down here. And quite honestly, when I did this before, and it was just me doing it, I think I did one of them. I was like, oh, that's good enough. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not doing them all, is I'm going to hit my stop button. Because it's that locking stitch I don't feel like pulling out. But you do have to remember to fast forward through this last step. So I'm still here. You can still see I'm on the turquoise placement line. This will go to the next step. And that's going to be the tack down line. Okay, grab your vinyl piece. And I'm just going to kind of sweep it between my pant leg and my hand just to get off any dust. I probably like made it worse, but okay. And now, just make sure there's like no dog hair or anything. I'm going to grab this, take it out, and you are going to, because it's trimmed down, you're going to put it in those placement lines. So this corner, and I have one more corner down here. Those are my placement lines. I probably could have done this corner and this corner, but that would have meant you would have had to fast forward. And look, I still have tape on my edge of my table. Perfect. And you also want to look here and just make sure it's centered over that bottle. I'm going to move mine a little bit. That looks good to me. And put a piece of tape up here. And a piece of tape down here. And I'm looking at my fresh spider cider. Slide that back on. I have the green light. I just want to confirm what color. Oh, it wants you to do shadow. So, the kind of black square with the star in it, that is shadow. If this is shut, that means your foot is down. Don't pull your thread out because the tension disc is closed here. So make sure you put your foot up. That opens up. Don't pull back. Just unthread. Oh my goodness. Can you see how dirty this is? I got a new vacuum. My SIBA rep came in and showed us this new vacuum. And I used it to do right here and made it so clean. And I was like, oh my goodness. This vacuum's awesome. So I didn't clean the whole thing because I thought I would make a little video and make it as like a little demo video so you could see it. I was like, can I sell this? Do I like it? I was like, okay, Andrew, I'm going to try it on my very dirty sewing machine. And if I like it, then I'll tell the ladies about it. He's like, you're going to love it. I go, I think I'm going to love it, but let's try it first. All right. This is popping up a little bit, but I'm going to just hold it down too. I'm going to put my finger here in case that starts to drag it. We're good. I'm up and over. big and puffy. I could have put the foot up a little bit too, but I was trying to avoid that because I was being super lazy. I'm going to look at your notes too. Let me see if I missed anything. I looked, Gina's was the last note I looked at. That is actually... Thank you. I know, right? Right, Sharon? I have a tough time thinking outside the box. Lots of fun. It is. I love stitching together. Let's see. I don't have as many. Yeah, don't you, Linda, do you feel like that's the case, that you don't have as many puckers? I feel like the muslin, it's malleable. So you can kind of make it do whatever you want to make it do. I do also have this in 45 inch in the store. And when I got my bolt and I rolled it out, I was like, wait a minute. Because I've always ordered the 45 inch and it's always been nice and soft like this. And it was stiff. So I took it home and I washed it and it softened up just like this. And I was actually like, maybe I like it stiff because it's kind of like a nice firm base. So just know if you get the 45 inch, it's going to be a little stiffer, but it is really, really nice too. Okay, check the back of the vinyl. We did that. Place the glass label, made in part A. I loved that we made these in part A, so they were just ready to go when we did them in part B. A lot of times when we do a sew along, I'll do some of the prep work, the parts A's and the filler blocks we do. That's going to be our first sew along. And that we've kind of evolved. That's not how I always did it, but that's how we do it now. Okay, stitch the glass vinyl with tack down, label tack down line, remove the tape. Okay, so let's take off our tape. Hi, buddy. Poppy and I have been fighting. Patrick went away and Poppy decided she was going to be a jerk. And so for the past 2 days, I've been finding her on the kitchen table, like walking around on the kitchen table. And then there's been like, she's been attacking me in the morning, not like viciously, but just like sneak attack. Like I'm trying to sleep and then next thing I know, sneak attack, Poppy attack. So, and then this morning, oh, wasn't she so sweet and like calm and perfect for Patrick? So she and I are fighting right now. We're not talking. Insert as much confetti as desired in the opening between the label vinyl and the bottle fabric. Be sure all the confetti is at least ½ inch below the top of the tack down line. And what I'm learning is it does not have to be all the way down here. It cannot be in your stitch line. And the stitch line is going to be right here on the purple. So if it's up here and it's not below, because what they're asking you to do is put it ½ inch below that stitch line. So down here, all of it. You're going to be okay as long as you're not here where the needle's going to hit. Okay? So let's get something. You want to put something in there that's going to kind of pull the vinyl away so you can pour your spiders down into, where are my spiders? Here they are. Here are my spiders. And we also need, what did I use last time? I think I used my what do you call those things? The corner turner. My OESD one is the one that I was using. Because, you know, I could use this, but this I'm going to poke through, I'm sure. So I want my OESD one, which, of course, I can't find. Should I make myself pretty for you? I'll put my lipstick on. Okay, where are you, corner turner? Okay, let's see. Since I don't know, I guess we'll just use something else. I must have something else that'll work. Oh, here it is. Like a bobbin or a stylus or any of those things. Ooh. Honestly, I'm looking at this going, has it always been so big and beefy in the center? Or maybe you could use like a stylus or something. Use something that doesn't have a sharp point. and something that's going to kind of push the vinyl away. And what I've been doing is I've actually been cutting the corner and just like pouring it in like that. Let's see if we can do that. Got to just shake it away from the corner. Yeah, I have one lonely spider. I'm going to get him. Here we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. Spiders, gonna dump you in. And it says, don't overfill it. You want to enjoy your spiders. Ooh, here they come. I think the advantage just cutting your corner too, you don't have to worry about that sticky stuff on the top, that they're going to be sticking to that. Did you guys see that picture that Patrick posted? Every year he posts one. Because every year in our neighborhood, number one, I did not know this. Patrick taught me this because he's like a naturalist. And so spiders, we walk the dogs at night a lot. And we'll wear headlamps just in the neighborhood. Spiders' eyes reflect back. And they shimmer like diamonds. So we were walking and now I'm a spider hunter too. I can see them because now that he taught me what to look for. So we saw there was one and it looked like a million diamonds. And I was like, oh my God, look. And so it was a big spider and it probably had like 100 baby spiders on its back. I'm not being as successful with this as I normally am. Whoops. And so we took a picture and I was like, you have to post that. That's your yearly mama spider carrying her babies. It's so cool. Like, I'd never seen that until a couple years ago when Patrick pointed it out. Because number one, I didn't know spiders their eyes reflected back like that. And then I've never seen like mama spiders carrying baby spiders on their back, which was so cool. Look, spider leg. Kids do really cruel stuff. When we were like little, we would catch daddy long legs and we would pull their legs off. Isn't that so awful? What were we thinking? And we would do that with flies, and then we would throw it in. You guys are gonna think I'm like a torture of. This is what you do when you don't have the internet and an iPhone, and you go outside and you do horrible things to insects, right? But I shouldn't even be telling you this. Okay, I'm gonna stop right now. Okay, I'm going to tell you one more thing we did. But we would, like, catch flies and, like, pull off their wings, and then we throw them in spider webs. Am I the only... Is that, like, the worst? In Connecticut, I'm sure, like, everywhere you go, we'd have, like, these huge spider webs. And, you know, everyone had, like, big shrubs around their houses. And so there would be big spider webs and... Because we were like, oh, it's so cool because the spider would feel the vibration and then come up and like wrap it up. I could never do that now. I could never. I don't know. Are kids cruel? Okay, here it is down at the bottom. Yeah, Margaret, are you saying yikes to like... me pulling? That's what we did. What's up? Okay, push those spiders down there. I can't, at this point, I can't even, if there's a spider, I can't even kill an insect now. I just leave the room. like if there's a spider in a room, I leave the room and wait for it not to be there when I go back. Or like step it. I can't even step on a bug. Okay, that's all I'm going to put in there. Love. Yes. I much more enjoy a spider web with raindrops on it than insects we threw in there. Yeah. All right. I think that looks pretty good. And look how many I have left. So don't feel like you have to use the whole thing, but if you want your potion bottle to be super chunky, then just keep stuffing them in there. All right? Okay, I'm not going to worry about that 1/2 inch thing either. I'm just going to make sure that none of my spiders are in the line of my stitching. Okay, enough. Enough. Stop. Oh, and look at this. Poppy, Poppy, no. Hang on, I'm wrestling. Mama's going to kick you out. Do you notice that you can't see my other embroidery? There we go. Flip it and fluff it up. When you're like, when I'm doing this and I'm keeping an embroidery on so that I can hoop close, I always leave one on. If you feel like that's too risky, just cut them and just rehoop. You do not have to leave one on. That's me being muslin stingy. But I've paid the price a couple of times because I haven't fluffed. So what I want you to do is I want you to go fluff your fabric in your head. And I want you to always make sure you fluff it and make sure that embroidery is not folded under. All right. Fold that back. We did the spiders. Insert as much confetti as desired. Be sure it's 1/2 inch below. You don't have to do that. Just make sure it's not in the line of your stitching. And stitch the glass vinyl with label tack down line. Trim the vinyl as desired. We're going to go ahead and just leave that shadow in there. So here we go. And I'm just going to make sure none of those spiders move over. Perfect. And now you're going to go ahead and trim your vinyl as desired. And whenever I see that, that means you're going to use your curved straight scissors. What if you don't have scissors? Like, what should you get? I really think if I had to pick just one pair of scissors, hang on, I'm looking for my curved straight. I would go this. And I don't use these all the time, but if I had to just get one pair of scissors, I would go 6-inch curved, one curve to go over the edge and one curve that kind of goes away. That would be my number one. If I like just had to have one pair of scissors and I couldn't have anything else, I feel like that would be it. I'm looking for my curved straight, sorry. Oh, and let's get this out so we can pull out those knots. The curved straight will let you do, if I can find mine. Oh, look. I didn't imagine it. I thought to myself, I didn't even realize. I have 2 pairs of these, and they're both made by OESD. And this one is like Chunky Monkey, and this one is Smooth and Round. So, yeah, there are 2 different ones. All right, hang on. Just looking for my curved. Here they are. Okay, that's going to allow you to control your cut when you cut as desired. If you use the curved, each time you cut, it kind of leaves like a smiley face. Let's go ahead and trim. Oh yeah, I don't even, literally, I don't even catch the spiders anymore. Seriously, I'm going to cut it right to the edge of the satin stitch. I just leave the room. Like a moth, I will catch a moth in a cup. I can kill flies. That's like the only bug I can kill now is a fly. But even just the idea of mushing it just grosses me out. The mush. I don't want to mush. All right, here we go. And as desired, so it is, there's not going to be a finishing stitch. That was your finishing stitch. The stitch that went down the center of the satin stitch, that was it. Is that my love getting ready to go?
I'm leaving.
You're leaving?
Love you. I will see you at the store.
Okay.
Poppy, you stay.
She's like, I miss Daddy. Mommy wasn't nice to me. Yeah. Last night it was like, I'm mad at you. When I found her on the table again. All right, let me grab that thread before Poppy, she loves chewing up my spools of thread. Okay, does that look just adorable? Wait, what did Lynn say? That was a great idea. Cork would look cool for, oh my God. Yes, it would. And guess what? I have cork and we're going to do it. Okay, now it says, stitch the bottle cap placement line. It wants you to leave the shadow. What's in my embellishments? Like a fancy bottle of cider. I know I have a piece of cork in here. I also have, I mean, this could look really cute too, right? I could do that. But I feel like cork would look so classy. I'm so classy when I have cork top. And if you're like me, do you see me? I'm rummaging through. These are my, I should just get one really big bin at this point. And I did have these separated out where one of them had all my felt and, I don't even know, had my felt and stuff. And the other one had all my glitter. But now, if you look at them, they both look exactly the same. They're just both chaos. There's the devil. Hi, Pops. Oh my God, here. Look. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm doing... Okay, Lynn, you just shout it out for the rest of the song. Cork! And then I'm just going to put it on, and then my thing's going to look beautiful. Doesn't that look just fancy? I'm going to go for it. Okay. Do I have a right and a wrong direction? I don't think so. I'll put it down like this. And it is calling for the shadow. I'm just going to leave it. And it is going to have a fancy stitch on the outside. So there is a fancy decorative stitch. And I love the cork. Thank you. There we go. Well, maybe I'll just do it this direction then. Get you back in focus. If I have something that cuts easily, my cutter of choice is always going to be just my snips, like my regular snips. And I think this will cut really easily. You want to get it close because this is the stitch that's happening next right here. Glad I read that comment. Cork makes everything look better, right? Let's see if I can get a nice nice and close. One cut like really close. There we go. You want it nice and close. If you snip a thread, that's okay. I know everyone's already watched Suits, but I didn't. I like lost steam, and I only watched it up to season 4, and then I was like, oh, I can't watch this anymore. So I just started watching it again, and I can't stop watching it now. So last night, Patrick and I watched an episode before. Does that look so cute? I just love it, and I love large embellishments because I can use them for other things. Let's go ahead and slide this back on, and we're going to finish up. So we are on step number, so I just did 7, placement, tack down, trim, stitch the bottle cap decorative outline, and then you're not going to do the next step, which I never understood. Remove glass vinyl with label marks. I never understood why they even put that step in there, but they do. All right, I missed all your comments. I'm gonna go back and see. Oh, no, I didn't have orange cork. Just regular cork. Darn. Okay, Black Widows, I get Patrick for those. Brown Recluse, yeah, I would, and there we go. So there's our little bottle. I don't know if my shadow really goes with the rest, but whatever. I love the cork. I love the purple, and I love the background stitching. So we do have to remove those. I'll do that. Here, let me show you how I'll do one of them, and then I'll go ahead and do it later. But I do like using my Rip and Grip, so because it has the seam ripper built in. I feel like I haven't been able to find anything today, and I was using those this morning. So are they next to me? What was I was using them this morning for something. Oh yeah, I was using them to take out this stitching in the back of the spiders. So maybe it's over here because I was over here. But let me show you those. And those are definitely one of the things I would make sure I had in my arsenal of tools and supplies. I must have carried them around the room. I will do this later. I'll show it to you later. Okay, let's move on. We are done with this one. I'm sure they'll pop up somewhere, somehow. And we're going to go on to the next one. You guys, I'm sure, are stitching so much faster than me. I can't seem to shut up this morning. Okay. Do you press before or after trimming? I press before. Definitely press before because it moves everything. So what you don't want to do is trim and then press and then have your thing not be the size you want it to be. I have a big bag. I heard your... Ah. Oh, yeah, that was, I did want to just say thank you to all of you. You got me through a scary time in my life. So we're going to do Frightful Night next, and that's going to be in your 7x12. So let me go ahead and I'm going to put this one to the side. We'll pull out those stitches. Let me grab my 7. Oh, look! Here they are. They were just sitting underneath my stuff. So I'm going to grab my 7x12. I just find that I'm able to do so much of what I need to do in these 2 hoop sizes. And the other hoop size I feel like I've been going up to the most has been my my 9.5 by 9.5 or my 9.5 by 14. So this is the 7x12. It's going to be a little bigger, a little heftier. Well, the magnets are going to be exactly the same. The small and the large size. So I'm going to cut this one off so I don't accidentally let that fold under. Don't have the... Will the Kimberbell design fit into the 5x7 or the 6x10 hoop? Yeah. But the issue is sometimes when you add the quilting design, so you might have a design that's 6x6. When you add the quilting design, so here's the quilting design, and you can see it from the back side. So here's the quilting design with the cauldrons and the bats and stuff. It bumps it up 1/2 inch. So that 6x6 design now becomes 6.5 by 6.5, and it doesn't fit into the 6x10 hoop. But who cares? You know what? Just go ahead and you can clear blue tile it, or you could maybe add your quilting later. You can do it without the quilting if you want. And that way you stay in your 6x6 or your 6x10. And there are some blocks that are going to be a little bit bigger. But there, a lot of times, Kimberbell has double hooping instructions too, because they want people with every hoop size to be able to do the project. So I'm going to take this and put it to the side. To the side. And now we're going to hoop up again. So I do have my bat on. I'm keeping my owl on here, getting my birds mixed up. Because then I can hoop nice and close. If that's too scary for you, cut it off and just rehoop. I mean, what does this really save me if I did this? Oh my goodness. It saves you like nothing. So it can be risky because sometimes it folds under. I'm just used to leaving it on. So I'm going to leave mine on. Here we go. And on my spreadsheets, I do put, is it not on here? It might be on the very first page. I put like sizes, like what sizes to cut your muslin for what size hoop. So that's usually on there. And this can stick out a little bit because you have a little bit of no-sew area. That should work. And I've been just taking this and pulling my finger down to just have it nice and taut. Don't stretch it, just make it taut. And then on the bottoms of these, I just clip them so it doesn't make a big mess. Sometimes you'll hear a tap, tap, a little tapping sound because my clips are like hitting my machine while it's stitching. So, Nancy, when the new machine comes out, we're going to have a lot of trade-ins. So if you thought about getting a different machine with a bigger hoop, my first machine had a 4x4 hoop because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like embroidery, and I just didn't want to, put in that investment. Well, I loved embroidery. We're going to do this, Frightful Night. So let me grab Frightful Night. If you grab your spreadsheet, that's going to be on page 33. So my first machine, I got a Sophia, and I outgrew that immediately. And so the fabric we want is going to be this one. I'm going to grab that out. I think that's it. Thread we're going to use. So we're going to use sterling for the background quilting, and then black, which is on my machine, and then buttermilk. So I think, and there's white too. White's on my machine as well. And that's going to be it. This one should be quick and easy. Grab this, grab this, grab the spreadsheet, and let's slide the hoop on the machine. My next machine after that, because I loved the embroidery, I got a Baby Lock Allure. And that gave me a 5x7 hoop. Both of those, the machines have come such a long way. They were both pixelated. Was the Allure pixelated? Maybe the Allure wasn't. But it wasn't a great picture. It was like, you kind of guessed. You were like, I think that's a spider, but I'm not sure. And then you just stitch it out anyways. I call it my first real machine was my Elegante because it had like an 8x12 hoop, And I bought that one because I bought a used one. Somebody had traded it in. I'm going to go home. And Patrick was hunting. He wasn't even home. And they gave me a price. And I was like, I'm going to get it. And that's how I got my first real machine. Okay, Poppy. Mama, I'll let you out in just a second. Let's go home. Let's load this up. And then I will let her out. Halloween 8, 6x6. And I really bought half my machines new and half my machines used. And we're doing Halloween 8. I then bought a used 6 needle. And then I tried Janome for a little while. Somebody told me Janome was the best, and we were a Janome Elna dealer too. So I got a 15,000, and if you have 15,000, this is not a slight, but it was not as good as the Baby Lock machines and the Brother machines. I was a Baby Lock girl then. We weren't a Brother dealer at that point. After that, I got a 10 needle. I kept my Sophia the entire time because it was a great like travel machine. I got a Sophia. I'm sorry, 10 needle. Okay, let's look at our instructions. We are going to. Oh, guess what? See, this is what happens when I'm talking. I don't finish. We're going to add. I'm going to stop talking for a minute. I'm going to talk about the design and the instructions. Let's go ahead and add our embroidery design, which is going to be Frightful Night. I'm going in my PES folder. I'm going to go ahead and hit set. And if you look at the spreadsheet, we are centered. So I'm going to touch embroidery. That's going to combine my 2 designs. I have the outline of my 5x7 hoop showing right now. So I need to go back up here into my notebook paper, and that's where I can choose my frame size, and I'm using a 7x12. I'm going to say okay. And now I know exactly how much room I have. I'm in my layout screen, which is the screen from which I stitch out. My hoop is on my machine, so I can just touch move and bump it all the way up. Now we save all of that muslin, and now we can go ahead and start. This, you can either touch layout and it'll show your colors, or we can go in here. That's where we're going to fast forward. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to, and I was talking too much and not thinking. I'm taking out my, I'm going to take out my sterling because I want a color that's going to contrast with my background fabric. So when I go to trim, I can see it. I feel like when you have the same color, it's harder to see and harder to fussy cut. And let's go ahead and do the placement stitch for the batting. And then we can continue our conversation. You should have a piece of batting if you cut it to size 6x6. I cut it sometimes a little bit bigger, like a 16th bigger. I'm going to spray the wrong side, which is the nubbier side. And I'm just to spray my background fabric. Remember, you're the boss. Make it fit. Here's my background fabric. I'm going to spray that too. This is darker, so you probably won't see anything shadowing through, but if you ever flip it to the back and you see like a red thread or a really dark thread, get it. Don't let it stay back there. Sometimes it'll shadow through, especially on your light fabrics, and you just don't want to see that. Here we go. Center this to your batting, and you can feel with your fingers and then press it down. Okay, we're going to skip some steps. That is the tack down for the batting. Don't need it. Placement for the background. Don't need it. And tack down for your background. You need it. And I took my sterling out because I wanted a color that would contrast. So I put in my lavender. So I never had the Destiny or the Dream Machine. I skipped that whole period. I had my, I think I had my 15,000 then, and I had my multi-needle, and that's what I did most of my stitching on. When the Luminaire came out, I had the Luminaire, and I had the ones at the store, so if I really wanted to use something there, I could use something there. Okay, we're going to do the quilting stitch. I am going to put this sterling in, because you'll be able to see it. It'll be like tone on tone. It'll be gorgeous. Go ahead and stitch out your quilting. Look at your screen. Make sure that you fast forwarded to your quilting and that you're not stitching something else out. Ooh, did I do something else wild and crazy? I had been thinking. Oh my god, I think I'm way behind. Let me look at your comments. Liz, you should be ready to go, right? Prepped and ready to go. And the great thing about doing the prep is then you're just grab and go. You just have to hoop up in the right hoop, right? Oh, okay, ripping rip. Let me show you again. Now that I found it. Now that I found it, but lost it. I did find it. Seriously, if losing things was an Olympic sport, I would be the world record holder. Because I found it, and now it's gone again. Hang on. Oh, here it is. Alright, I'm going to rip out these stitches. So the Rip and Grip it's made by Fermore. You know, I love Fermore. And it is a pair of tweezers with those great tips. Do you remember when these came out? And I was like, for your eyebrows, I was like, oh my god, these are amazing. How did nobody think of these before? And it has it has a seam ripper attached, so you never lose it. So now we can go in here and we can just take out those stitches and go this side. So easy to just take out those stitches. Now you're dealing with that, like, that knot there on the end that's going to be so much harder to get out. I'm going to get it from the back side because I don't want to, but now, like, I just use the tweezers. Did you know, like, it could be that, like, how much time, sometimes I'll, like, hurt my fingertips because I'm picking at it and I'm trying to tweeze it. But these are, like, super strong and you can kind of just, and I might pull this up and, where my snips. 800 pairs of snips, and sometimes I'll just do that and just, but those, there, and done. Instead of like sitting there and trying to get that you know, it's a whatchamacallit. Let me make sure I'm pulling out the right thing. It's a locking stick. Oh, that's the wrong thing I'm pulling out. So it is this it? I think that's it. So it's just, the Rip and Grip is just a pair of great tweezers with a seam ripper attached that just save your fingers and saves you that heartache, and that one's out. Yeah. So it seems simple, right? But you can rip and grip it. All right, so now you know how I get those out and how I get them out easily. We are going to do, now it's a placement stitch for the tree. So let me look at my instructions. It says, centered, after quilting, go to the embroidery instructions. So we're right here. We already loaded the design. You need to put in black, stitch the tree placement line, and then place the tree fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my sterling. I put my big black spool of glide on the machine so it can live there. We're going to just do the placement stitch. Go ahead and do your placement stitch. Grab your black fabric. Give it a little shot of spray. And I'm using my spray tent. This is what I use. And this folds up super small. I'll show that to you too. We're going to place the tree fabric right side up. This is just black licorice Kimberbell Silky Solid. We're going to do the tack down, and then we're going to trim close to the stitch line. Okay, but if you're barking out there, I'm only going to get you. We do sell those larger clips in the shop. They're clover. So if you just look up, I just wanted to see if there was any like pin dotting, which I wasn't paying attention to before, but it looks perfect. And sometimes you just get that little dot of when you have white in there and you're doing black, but I don't see anything. Am I trimming? I just went for it. Yes, we are trimming. This is step 2. You know, sometimes it says, don't trim now. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I just go on autopilot, right? These were my first pair of snips, my first true love. And then I moved on to my Havels. But I still love these. Just one layer of fabric. I don't think anything beats a pair of snips. A little more, back a little bit. I think I'm way behind on comments here. 2 trim blocks I use. You know what, Sharon, I was actually this morning, because I'm not going to get around to doing the border blocks for sure. So I'm going to film that as homework. And I have done border blocks so many different ways. Like I've done it like how Kimberbell describes it. And then I've done it where, you know, I just lay down a big piece of batting and I just lay down the top fabric. And I've done it where I've trimmed the batting and then lay down the top fabric. So I was thinking about it this morning. And I was like, maybe I should just lay down the batting, like big pieces of batting, like not trimmed to the whatever 2-inch or 2 1/4. I can't remember what it's supposed to be trimmed to. And then I should just lay down the big piece of fabric on top. And then I should just use my trimmer by George. I was like, maybe I should just do it that way. Because I don't think I've ever done it like that. But I'm going to be filming it that way as I go. I can think about it. And I've done it with like different hoops too. But I think last time I did it with my 10 by 10 sashing hoop, and I really liked that. I had a little bit of room to like move it around and get it lined up. And I used my projector. So I've just been thinking. But I did think about my trimmer by George this morning, that maybe that would be a good option. I've been too all. Maybe I'm doing something. Did I miss? What did we miss, Linda? Did I not show something I was supposed to show? Stitch the tree detail and decorative outline. And, you know, I have a white bobbin in there still. I'm going to just watch. And if I see, like right now I'm looking because I'm lazy. And I'm like, do I need a do I need a matching black bobbin? Ooh, that's kind of cute. Those little... Oh, yeah, you do. Put in a black bobbin. It doesn't say to, but like, do you see that? I don't like that at all. See that? Ick. Black bobbin. Cut your thread first. Let's pop this in. And I should have just been like, just put it in. But it's a good lesson for you too, to go. I'm going to go back too, because I do not like that at all. It's icky. I see it. That's something. Yeah, so Lynn is right. Like, these quilting designs can get expensive. And so, if you have the quilting design from Candy Corn Quilt Shop or from the Boulevard Bench Pillow, you can use those in these. You don't have to always get, so maybe get one Christmas bundle and get one Halloween bundle. And then you can also do more generic background quilting. Like, I love red, white, and blue because it has a lot of designs that will go with everything because they're generic. They're like wavy and plaid and things like that. Okay, wasn't even paying attention. What? I was reading your comments. I'm going to go ahead and cut. I don't even know what it said. Did my thread break? I'm going to pull it and just make sure nothing coily. And let me look at my bobbin and make sure that was okay. Yeah, everything looks good. And then I'll pull it sometimes just to make sure it's not getting caught. And I'll go back 10 stitches. So I leave it on this screen. This is the screen right here where you go minus and plus stitches. I leave it here. And then I don't always, like if it's under sewing or something, I don't usually go back 10 stitches. I might just start right where I am. If it's a tack down, I always go back 10 stitches. So it really depends on what it's doing. Oh, dog is out. Oh, the ripping grip. Bernadette, you need to read all the instructions and make sure you stop me if I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. But I do look for, like, sometimes I don't change the bobbin. I almost always will change it when they give me that symbol. You know, when they give me this, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely changing the bobbin then. But if it doesn't like care where it didn't give me something, I was like, oh, let's just go for it. Because you don't always need it. It doesn't always show. Like if it's a big, that thick black satin stitch, like a lot of times that doesn't show. But yeah, you probably should read all the instructions, unlike me. Oh, I think I hit something. I touched something on the screen. I swept my hand to the side. Okay, next you're going to be putting in the buttermilk, and that's going to stitch the eyelet star fill. So we are doing this step right here, step number 3, then we're going to be doing step number 4, and then we're going to stitch Oh Frightful Night. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and put my white bobbin back in. So after this, put your white bobbin back in for the buttermilk and for the white. And that stitching looks pretty small. I might go, did I just hit something again? I have a bottom line up here that I can use. Or actually, you know what? Yeah, I could do this. This is my bottom line and it's 60 weight. So I might just use this. It's on top of my machine. But I also have fine line and I have a good old 60 weight thread kit that I use. The bottom line just is there on top of my machine, so I might just use that. Is it polyester? Ah, oh my God, Leslie. I have not re-recorded that. I did record it and it was janky, but I did add a note that just piece those together. Like take there's 4 pieces, so piece 2 at a time together. Cut it in half, and then swap out your fabric and piece it again, and then stitch it like a filler block. I do not recommend piecing it in the hoop. To me, that was a waste of time and it takes more time. Just setting it up, and I would just go ahead, piece it like you would normally do, and then stitch it, just do the quilting like a filler block. I want to re-film that, I just don't know if I'm going to get to it. Yeah, that rip and grip is magical. Here. While this is stitching, let's go ahead and take out the other ones. So first you can seam rip with this end. You don't have to go looking for it like I normally do. Be careful not to pull out your quilting stitches underneath. Be gentle. And then when you get to this little locking stitch down here, I'm going to do a combination of, like normally I would just be picking at this and that's it. But grab your snips. Grab the tweezer part. Pull out what you can. Whoop. And then once you get most of it out, then you can use your tweezers and just pull it out. And it's just easy. This, I think, let's see. Oh, that one just came right out. That one just came right out. But sometimes you just need a pair of tweezers. You don't need to be that little locking stitch. And see how you can just pick it out? Sometimes I'll just grab it and put a pea ribbon on it. But did I get all of these? I think I got all of these from last time too. And these are on the website. Let's get back to this over here. What are we going to do next? Get your buttermilk ready to go. And your white bobbin. Yeah, Linda, don't you think the 4-patch was a waste of time? It was just like, it was just more complicated. For me, I was, you know, in my head, I thought to myself, I think they could have done that as like a flip and fold. Don't you think they could have, like, maybe not? I could be wrong. But maybe they could have done it with a flip and fold, or made it with a satin stitch down the middle where you could do combine the quilting and the design. Yeah. Oh yeah, Leslie, don't be scared. But new things are always kind of scary, right? It's always nice putting on your old slippers that you know what to expect. I'll get that later. We've got, this is almost done. So that was 9 minutes of stitching. Yeah, do you think there was a way, but I don't know if you could. I bet there's a way to flip and fold, but maybe not. I don't know, because you could put like one piece down and then sew it and trim it. And then you could do this piece down here and fold it back. And you could do this piece here and fold it back. But then how do you do, I don't know how you would do the final piece. Because you could only flip and fold it one way. So, yeah, I don't know how you could do that one. I'd have to think about that. Oh, I'm taking off my hoop, which means I need to fluff when I put it back on. Okay, what happens when you get two of these? Because I've got two different ones. Then you pull one and see if that's the one that, oh no, I've got like, okay, this is the one that released. You want to cut those other ones though. Don't leave those hanging. So I have this one too. So cut those. And then you'll have a main one that kind of releases. All right. Fluff that owl if your owl's attached. Take out your black thread and I'm going to put in my buttermilk. Yeah. There's no way to fold the fourth one back. Yep. Whoops. Here we go. 4 minutes of stitching. Okay, we're gonna finish up Fright Night. And then, what's next? Got Silk. So let me go ahead, and that's on page 19. Got Silk is one of those ones that I said run muslin horizontally and scoot design to the left. Because I think it was long and skinny. 2.5 by 10.5. So I'll hoop up in my 9 by 12. I'm going to have the right muslin that's going to, it needs to be probably a piece for my 9.5 by 9.5. It just needs to be long and skinny. So let me go see what's going to fit. The plaid block was a pain in the butt. I think they're kind of just trying new things, being innovative. But it was kind of fun too. I didn't mind the plaid block as much. But I think I would have been happier just using plain buffalo plaid. I do read. Orange for purple, you to add a little purple throughout the coat. I think that's perfect. Yeah, you put a little bit of purple in there. Whoop, I bet this is Mr. Patrick. Okay. Are you crazy? Yeah. Okay, bye. I think this might be the last one, and then we're going to put in our white to do the stitching for the words. Is this my last one? I think so. And these will be super cute. I think these get the rhinestones. And did I tell you I'm dreading the rhinestones? I have never done rhinestones before. And I have a rhinestone setter. But I think it's good, right? It's good to force yourself to do things you've never done. Okay, I'm going to put in my 60 weight white thread now. Let me do that. And I'm going to do 60 weight just because the lettering's a little fine. And it's kind of like kind of like mascara. You don't want it to look clumpy. Okay, that's Patrick again. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to be right back. I just got to grab that phone. The other one? No, because you said it was done and that there was that nothing was really missing. Bye. And this stitch is like a little airy. Does that make sense? Which makes it very spooky. Oh my goodness, Lizzie, you're making, well, that's good to know, right? So if you want 3 kits, if you want 3 quilts, buy 2, and you might need to add a little bit of extra, but that is good to know. Ooh, so is it a special, this is the one I have, which like I said, I've never even used. Rhinestone, look at it, I still have the this thing on it. What's this? Let's take that off. I'm gonna look so fancy using this. It's professional. So I'm kind of excited. It's one of those things I haven't felt like learning, but I'm like, okay, suck it up and do it. Let me grab that thing again. I didn't even realize I needed glue. So this says, choose the correct tip, plug it in, preheat for 2 minutes. They get very hot. With a very gentle touch, pick up the rhinestone. Wait until, oh, I think is there glue on the rhinestone? Straight down on the item to be decorated. Am I reading that right? Do I not know? I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to watch the how-to video. I'm a watch the video kind of girl. Oh, and I like this too. I like this that it has this on the side so I know what size, because that's going to be helpful to me. This product works with pre-glued. Oh, pre-glued hot fix embellishments. Okay. So for somebody who's done this already, because you know we're a village, and it takes a village. Are these pre-glued? Do these have glue on them already? You'll have to let us all know. They are hot fix, and you just heat them. Okay. I would not be able to get them done without the sew. Me either, Leslie. I need the sew longs because this morning, and I also need it to like keep me focused and on track. Okay, the last step. I don't think we stitched that. Do not stitch this step. We are done. There is our frightful night, and look how spooky that font looks. And you do want to clip those extra threads to make it look like more defined. We are going to go ahead and hoop up. I'm going to be using this 7x12 hoop again, but I'm going to kind of hoop it. I grabbed this. I was like, I need a big piece of muslin to do this. I need something for my 9.5x14, and I found my 9.5x14 with the bicycle from Hello Sunshine. So I'm going to go ahead and use this fabric and hoop it up in here because we're doing a little skinny embroidery next. Hot Fix has glue on the back. The hot pen or setter melts the glue. I love that. So it's going to be easy. I don't need to be scared. I'll do it in the video. We'll see how well I do. I think I've always, it's like it's something new. So sometimes I get scared about doing something new. I'm going to cut this one off, the owl. See how much space there is between? I hooped it so a little bit of this was hanging over the edge. But you have a no-sew area. That's probably about like 1.5 inches or 1.25 inches or something. And I like to cut these apart right down the middle because sometimes you need a little extra. I feel like I'm cutting through fabric too, but that's okay. I'm going to take I did cut a little bit of that other one. Take my owl, put it to the side. This I'm going to wrap up. And like I said, these are the jumbo clover clips. So we do have those at the store. We'll put him over there. And I'm going to use this fabric to hoop up. Did you guys see this little chunky stuff out of here? That's because I didn't fluff my fabric. You just always have to make sure you're fluffing your fabric. And this was a big side piece that I was like, oh, let me just use this. And I didn't cut it down. So I'm going to hoop this up in here. And I'm just going to take that design and I'm going to scoot it over. We'll leave our bicycle. And I'm not worried about that icky part right there. Because my design's going to be over here somewhere. I am going to fluff my fabric. The weight of this is tugging. I'm getting to know my hoops better too. In the beginning, I was just kind of throwing them down, and now what I'm realizing is I like it if I kind of drag my fabric over. And that's perfect. My design's going to go right here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on my machine. Don't be confused because I do have a Hello Sunshine, a block attached to this right now. And I'm going to slide that on. I did have an icky spot there. You get to see all my little mistakes. And we are doing Got Silk. So I'm pretty sure it's this right here. Remember, I always feel so good when I can tear these off and put this back and make it ready. This is Candle 2 Throw that over there. Oh my goodness, Leslie. I can't believe you're doing 3 of these at a time. And it sounds like you're done. Are you done? Let's see if we need anything else. This is on page, I think it's on page 19 from the spreadsheet, if I looked at it right. And we just need the background, this black spider, and that's it. So let's take this on over to the machine. We don't need any other embellishments. And I haven't looked at comments. Well, I'm so glad you told me that these are hot fix. So I'm just going to put it in the thing. It'll warm it up and then we can adhere it. Cheryl loves hers. Do you have a different rhinestone setters? Like, does anyone have this one? This is the candy one. So is there like a bet? I mean, that rhinestone setter is probably like 12 years old. 10 years old and I've never used it. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to break it in with this project. Even when I did put rhinestones instead of lights in, and I'll do that sometimes with Nativity, I have Michelle do it for me. Michelle she set all my rhinestones. Because I was scared. I was scared little baby. Okay, we're going to go Halloween 9. So here's our spreadsheet, page 19, Halloween 9, the 2x10 design. I'm taking my chances right now. The dogs are out there. I haven't even been looking. But sometimes some destruction can happen. Let me go ahead and set that. And now we're going to add the spider, got silk. And where is it? Long and skinny. Right here, got silk. Go ahead and set that. And it says that it is centered. And I ran my muslin horizontally, like if you have it long and you're running it left to right instead of up and down is what I mean by that. And then I'm going to take this design, I'm going to scoot it all the way over here on the left. I'm not going to leave it in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and touch embroidery to combine the 2 designs. I'm going to go layout, move, and let's move it all the way to the left. If I want, I could move it all the way up to the top too, and then I'm like, it's optimal use of your space. What brand of glow-in-the-dark thread does everyone use? Yeah, let's see what everyone's using. Is there anything else I need to do? Are we ready to go? I think we're ready. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to touch this button here where we go minus plus steps. We're going to do that first step. I have white in there, but let's go ahead and put in a color that we can see. I'm using Robeson Anton, and we also have, like at the store, we carry the Aurora, and that's a Wonderfill product. Maybe I should put that in next. We'll use some Aurora. I gotta see where it is. You know what's beautiful too is I do have, I can't remember what it's called, but I do have some of the Glide stuff. Glow-in-the-dark thread is pricey. So the Glide stuff I want to say is $19.99 a spool. And then I also have the OESD. It's the Amman glow-in-the-dark thread. And that stuff is pretty bomber. Like that stuff is so glowy. It's $30 a spool. So it's pricey, but it works really, really well. Let me go ahead. I'm not getting a green light. My little lever was not down. Okay, placement stitch first. Grab your fabric and spray all of it. Your background, your block fabric, your batting. Let's spray it all right now. We should do a comparison sometime, right? And do all the glow-in-the-dark threads and see what is the most glowy. Hi, Miss Deb. 4 patch. Last 3 keys. I also have the flying geese for this one done. So when you see that video for that flying geese, in that I say, oh, I'm going to quilt the first one later. And then I just ended up doing the whole thing again. And I think I had posted that. So I'll post that one as well. The flying geese for section 5. I think it's section 5 that we have that. All right. That's my batting. This is my background. So wonderful. Lay it down. Make sure you're covering everything and then push it down. And let's go ahead and skip some steps. We're going to skip the batting tack down. We're going to skip the background placement. And we're going to do the background tack down. Maybe I'll do these rhinestones and then I won't be able to stop. I'll be like, rhinestones everywhere! Because it's so easy. This is a big piece of fabric I have up here. Make sure you fluff everything. You don't have to cut it to size. You don't have to cut strips. You can cut it and move it any which way you want. Oh, you know what? I don't know how long they stay glowy, Lynn. I honestly don't. We'll have to test it. Maybe what we'll do is, I don't know how long they stay glowy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the quilting stitch, and I'm going to use cashmere. And I think that's the one that it calls for in the spreadsheet, too. Where's my spreadsheet? Here it is. Oh my goodness. My thread is shut in the drawer. My spreadsheet is on the floor, and we are going to use cashmere. Who has used a long, glowing, glow-in-the-dark thread? Here's the quilting stick. Wait, am I on it? Yes, I am. For a minute, I wasn't sure. I fast forward, so I looked over here, and yes, I can see the quilting stitch. So let's go ahead and quilt. So does the glow last a long time, Miss Kimberly? And was it glow in the dark? I made a Halloween quilt. And what brand was it? So we're going to go ahead and do this, and then I think it's going to be a placement stitch. And we are going to be changing out our bobbin thread. So make sure you have your block bobbin thread ready to go. After quilting, we're going to go to our embroidery instructions. I've got a lot of fabric here, so I'm going to manage that, make sure nothing gets spun around. Okay, Kimberly's got superior glow in the dark. Oh my goodness, does that look so good? Sometimes the tone on tone is just amazing. But that 31 and the pumpkin on the end. You want to come here? Okay, stitch the spider placement line, and we're going to be using black anyway, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just put in my black thread right now and my black bobbin. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Then I'm going to remember to fluff my fabric. Let's do our black bobbin right now, because you can. Oh yeah, like maybe something that says on there, because you go, oh, it should just glow forever, but I guess they don't. Okay, black bobbin is in. Fluff my fabric. When I say fluff, I just mean like pull it out from underneath the hoop. I'm gonna put in my, whoops, there goes my cashmere. It was a jumper. I'm going to put in my black thread. We're going to do the, first it's the placement stitch. And don't forget, when you see this in Kimberbell Designs, it doesn't mean that you're putting in turquoise thread. It just means it's a placement stitch. So turquoise is placement, orange is tack down. Turquoise placement, orange tack down, and then this green is usually quilting. Let's grab our black fabric. Put that down. We're going to do the tack down, and then we're going to trim. Let me grab these. Hi, Princess. Yes, I'm talking to all of you. You're my princesses. I was talking to Poppy. Oh my goodness, she came in and laid down. I feel like that's a gift, and I need to take advantage of it. Tomorrow's the big day. Patrick leaves and he goes to Jersey. Okay, we make sure if you haven't done it yet, put in your black bobbin now. And this is going to be stitching out the little spider, his little legs, his silk coming out of his silk maker. The bling makes everything better, right? And we've got 3 minutes of stitching for this part. And then we're going to be stitching out that got silk. What's next? Let's see if I can hoop up and be ready. We're just moving right along. We've got an hour left in our sew along, and then I'll run to this drawer. We're going to do candles 2. Candles 2 and little bitty baddie. Little bitty baddie. That's cute. Okay, candles 2 is going to go back into my 5x7. Little bitty baddie. I have no idea where my hoop is. Right next to me. So little bitty, our candles 2, let's see candles 2 first. Candles 2 is on page 39, so let me get all this stuff for that. We're going to do it in the 5x7, so I'll just rehoop. I'm going to cut off top bottle. I might be calling you soon. So, are you using, Kimberly, are you using maybe a twin needle? I know, it's no fun. Okay, let's cut this one off. Yeah, knits. With knits, there's nothing better than a serger. This off. This is ready to go, and where's my little bitty baddie? So little bitty baddie is, oh, I'm sorry, candles too. I'm ahead of myself. 39. I must just deep down inside really want to do little bitty baddie. So here is candles 2. I think I had put in the wrong fabric or something before. Maybe that was candles 1. And you need your yellow glitter too, which is in my kit, and I think that's going to be it, and we'll be, ooh, I haven't used this yet, but that is pretty spectacular. So I'll just put that in here. We are ready to go for Little Bitty Baddie and candles too. Let's go ahead and finish up our spider. Got silk. So now it wants us to, I'm going back to page 19, so I don't lead you astray. If you haven't done it yet, you're going to put in your bobbin. We're going to stitch out, we did that, now we're going to stitch out Got Silk. I'm just going to go ahead and hit start. I'm going to leave that regular 40 weight thread in there. And this looks like 10 minutes of stitching. Yeah, thanks Sharon for reminding. Don't forget to hit the like button, the share button, and I think the follow button. And I think that, I don't know how, I'm not a technical person. The first time I tried to like one of my buttons, I hit the dislike button, the thumbs down button. I was like, oh no, I hit the wrong button. And then Patrick told me that I could go back and I could, if you accidentally ever hit the thumbs down, you can hit it again and then it takes it back or something. It undoes it. So I'm not good with that kind of stuff. Shoot. As far, you know what I would do is, I think you can go into your question mark, and the question mark on the very top of the page, which has like a little film roll, touch that. And I don't know if it's like application or like it's sewing hints. You can touch one of those buttons and it'll give you recommendations for knit fabric. And that's what I would do. Because I don't do a lot of knits on my sewing machine. But I would go into the question mark and it'll give you suggestions. Like regardless of what type of sewing you're trying to do. Ooh, that looks so good. Yeah, there's so much good stuff in that question mark, and so I'm not going to push it right now because it'll stop my machine, But that question mark button has so much good stuff in there. It has videos, it has sewing tips, it has troubleshooting. It has, like, if you are sewing, let's say you choose a stitch, Miss Kim, and you're not sure it's the right one, go to the question mark and then hit pattern explanation, and then it will tell you what that stitch is, what it's recommended for. I think it gives you like little helpful hints. It might tell you, you know, it depends on the stitch, but it'll walk you through how to use it. Maybe what I'll do tonight when I get home, because I got to take advantage of the fact that Patrick's here. Maybe I'll finish my candle one. What time is it now? 11:07. I think we'll have time to do candle 2 and Little Bit Batty. So I'll finish candle 1, the freestanding bats, and then we'll sew together sections 3, 4, 5, and this week I will work on the borders. That's it. I don't even know if we're going to be getting together again. I think I'm just going to be filming the rest of this. That might be good. Filming the rest of it, putting it all together, getting everyone their Quilty Christmas, whoever's going to be doing that with us. And that way we can start maybe Quilty Christmas the beginning of September. I'm just thinking out loud. And then we can start Hometown the middle of September. That's the rough plan for now. Miss Lynn, where are you at with quilting through the seasons? There is so much information in that machine. That question mark button is amazing. still working on my quilt back for this, just because, well, it's been really busy. But the other thing is I like to lay it out on the floor. And every time I do that, that's where the dogs want to lay. Right on it. You know how that is. So I'll lay it out and I'll be planning it out, and then they come in and they do a little circle and then they lay right down. And we have dog rule in the house that you can't, like, Poppy really likes to lay in front of the trash can in the kitchen. So we'll be cooking dinner and then it's a pull out. You can't pull it out because she's laying there. So then you start just putting the trash on the counter. I don't know if anyone does that too, but we'll revisit it, Miss Lynn, because I do have like my main quilt done, but I got to do those embellishments. I know. It's not that I lost interest. I lost time because I'm still very interested. Will you have? Oh, so I think I have all the fabric at this point, and maybe you guys can help me because I've been trying to figure out how to kit it. So there's 2 different sizes, and I was thinking I would be kitting, and what I'm kitting is anything that's half a yard or more. Or did I do everything that was 1/3 of a yard or more? So I could kit that, and then I was going to make it so you could either get a layer cake or a fat quarter bundle to go along with it. And how does that sound? Because I think a layer cake's gonna be enough. Because you can, I mean, it doesn't have to be that specific green or that specific yellow. I think you can kind of pull whatever colors, and that way it doesn't bust the bank too. So that was my thought. That I would have you figure out if you want to do the big quilt or the smaller quilt. And I think it's maybe a lap quilt and a wall hanging were the 2 sizes. And right now I'm talking about Lori Holt's hometown. Should I show it to you? I think I brought it down here to start thinking about it. And I've got different educators working on different projects too. So hopefully we'll have some other things for you, like some Minky Kim, some Sweet Pea. So this is the quilt I'm talking about. So this is put out by Riley Blake for Lori Holt. And Hometown Fabrics, the fabric that we're using. So we're gonna kit it so you'll have the background fabrics, the border fabrics, all of the stuff that you're going to need more of, and then that along with a layer cake. And then I think you'll have close to enough. You might have to make some substitutions. I would love any kind of... And then you don't have to think about it, right? Who wants to think? So these are the options though. So I was just writing down my little notes here. There's 2 different sizes. You've got your wall quilt and you've got your lap quilt. So what I was going to do was kit this part, none of the fat quarters, because again, sometimes I'm going to say don't cut your applique pieces as per the instructions. Just lay them down as you go, and I think you'll have enough just working with a layer cake. But you might not have enough of this blue, but you could substitute that blue. Does that make sense? So we'll go ahead and kit this part for you, or this part, so you have what you need for your lap quilt or your wall quilt. And then we'll supplement it with a layer cake. And there are a couple other things that you need a little bit more. Yeah. That's the plan. I can't wait to do it. I can't wait. Just to have something that's new and different that I haven't done before. I mean, how cute are these? These quilt squares that go in the on the borders. Like, those are adorable. And then, because this doesn't come with, don't you love it? Have you seen the Kimberbell cuddle for baby blankets and stuff? I have not seen that. This is, Leslie, this is where I come to find out about all the latest and greatest. I learn about it from you guys. Sometimes I know something that's coming up, but a lot of times you guys will tell me what's happening. This is, what I think is going to be fun about this too is it doesn't have background quilting. I told my rep, I go, you know what? They should include all the quilting. Just like Anita Good had all the quilting and it was just part of the design, and I really, really love that. And it could be really simple where it's just in the background quilting part. They're going to have more quilts that are coming out. So we'll try this one, see how we like it. But I think we could go back in here with our clear blue tiles with just designs that are in built into the Luminaire, the Solaris, and all the machines that have the fills, and we can go back and custom quilt this, and I think that'll be really, really fun. That could be just like a sit and sew where we just kind of play like this. We've got a K and we've got a question mark, and then we are done with this one. And we'll get ready to do our candle 2. If you haven't already hooped up in your 5x7 for your candle 2. Oh, and then we're going to change, once it finishes this, you're going to change back to a neutral color bobbin. For me, that's going to be white. So once we finish stitching out Got Silk, we're going to put our regular bobbin in, our sterling thread. Is it sterling or cashmere? I think that one is, that might be cashmere. You have your guide right here in the front. If I can find it. Red guide, where are you? Word for Artha. Okay. I thought that one has a circle in the middle. Okay, so it's going to be cashmere. This one's sterling, the gray. So you're going to finish stitching this, put in your white bobbin, and grab your cashmere thread. Mine is nowhere to be seen, which means I dropped it on the floor. Let me grab it. Oh, look! There's lots on the floor here. When are you going to do the Lori Holt? Lori Holt, let's plan mid-September. Mid-September. So one of the gals that works at the store, Lori, I told her this week we're going to work on kits because I want to get that taken care of. I'm still waiting for my my layer cakes. Those were ordered maybe 2 months ago, and I'm still waiting on it because I was a little bit late to the show, I admit it. I found out from you guys about the Lori Holt quilt. Yeah, let's plan this. I'm going to say mid to end of September because we'll have to get our kits together by the end of the month, beginning of September, get them to you, and then we can start. I don't even know like how we prep this or anything. Never done it. I was thinking I would maybe I would stitch out a block first and just see how it went. So cute. I love Lori Holt. This is what it comes with. It's going to come with like this little USB. I think the instructions are really basic. From what I heard, there's a lot of pictures. Can you pre-order the kit? Yeah, I think what we'll do is maybe I'll price it out and then we'll put it up and we'll cut, because I don't know what sizes everyone's gonna wanna make, right? I'm gonna do I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but maybe I'll just stitch one out and see. But I'd like to probably do just the smaller of the two. Where's the final size? Is it in here? Oh, here. So the wall quilt. Here we go. The wall quilt. I'm gonna do the wall quilt. I'm gonna do the smaller of the two, just to try it out, see how it goes, learn the lay of the land. Lucy, I'm going to put it in my, I'll put it on my to-do. And like I said, what I'm going to do to kit this, because I talked to my rep, I was like, you've got to kit it. Like, we need to, like, I want it easy. I don't want to have to, this is, like, if I had ordered everything, because this is all the fabric, it would be thousands and thousands of dollars. And some of these do recommend a fat quarter, but I think that's if you cut your applique pieces to size. And I'm just going to be doing it with the main fabrics that are a third of a yard or more. Those fabrics, or did I do it half a yard? Half a yard. Half of a yard or more. Those fabrics are going to be cut and kitted for the size. And then a third of the yard or less, you're going to have to pull from the layer cake or a fat quarter pack. And I'll have both of those available. All right. Last thing we're going to do, let's change out our bobbin thread. We're going to put in a, whoops! Sometimes this thing does not hold. I'm going to put my white bobbin back in, and I think that's going to work. I think that's going to be the best option without you know, breaking your bank. And, you know, you can go in, and I know some people want it exactly the way that it's going to be here, but we'll be kitting anything that's a half yard or more. And then supplementing with either a layer cake or a fat quarter bundle. All right, white is in. I'm going to pop this back in. I'm going to fluff my fabric, which just means I'm going to make sure fabric isn't folded under. You would think I've learned my lesson after embroidering for like 2 decades, but I still haven't. And I'm going to grab my cashmere thread, which I found rolling around on the floor. Linda, I'll work on it this week. I might not work on it this weekend just because I got to get that brother sale going, and I probably have like 20 or 30 emails I need to respond to, which takes a while because I look at it and want to make sure you're getting the right thing, and I send out prices. This week, though, this week is going to be the week of lantern pants class and kits for hometown. And yes, you'll be able to pre-order. Okay, are we stitching the last step? It says, use a visible color and stitch the trimming guidelines and tick marks. So we want a visible color. You don't want cashmere because that blends too much. Let's go ahead, and I'm just going to put in, let me put in damson because purple's fun. You are going to stitch out step number 11 on your stitch out because these are going to be your trim lines. we go. We are done with Got Silk. Just going to pull that out. My fabric's already hooped up for the candle too. Going to grab that. I don't think I'm going to have time for Fright Night. Just because I got to go in and help Mr. Patrick. Ooh, what's under here? Something is... There we go. Sticking to the magnets. Whoops. All right, I'm getting a change to larger embroidery frame. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my frame off because this design is bigger than 5x7. I'm going to say okay, and then let's clear it, and then we can slide the hoop on. And what I was talking about with, I'm just going to show you really quickly, what I was talking about with Kim is that question mark. You can go in here. I'm going to go in. I'm not going to go into, well, too late. Sewing. Let's say you want this stitch right here, 106, mini lesson. And you go, I think that's the stitch I want for knit fabric, but I'm not sure. Pick your stitch, go to question mark. You have a button here that says pattern explanation. And this tells you, oh, this is for stem stitch, reinforced stitching, sewing, and decorative application. I probably don't want that stitch. So I'm going to go return out of here. Maybe I'll just go sewing guide. And I can go sewing guide and I can go, I'm looking for none of this. Let me see page 2. Nope, I don't want that either. I want sewing guide, pattern, explanation, straight stitch. Is there, not overcasting. Let me go in here. Well, here's straight stitch for stretch fabric sewing, stitch 106. And then it walks you through it. So, oh, that is your step. So I guess a stem stitch is that. So tells you how to do it, how to start it, 1 of 5 pages, walks you through it, and that's it. So it's kind of nice. And then you can always check all your other stitches with your pattern explanation. And sometimes I'll use like a 3-step zigzag. Is that my 3-step? Question mark, pattern explanation. Overcasting, medium weight, and stretch fabric. So you can walk in there and confirm it. It's kind of nice, right? That you have that all at your fingertips. I know a lot of you miss having a manual, but for people like me that misplace manuals, it's nice that it's right here at your fingertips. All right, there's your little mini lesson. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Let's go back to our embroidery. Move my carriage over and let's load our design. Sulky has a I am not a fan of sulky thread. Just because we've had issues in it testing it, but maybe it does have a great glow in the dark. If somebody's used it, chime in and like make the recommendation. Because it's always nice when somebody's had experience with it. We can go according to that experience. I'm going to go in here to pumpkins and potions. That being said, I do have some really beautiful sulky thread in my collection. I'm not a fan. You know what I should say is I'm not a fan of their embroidery thread. But maybe their glow in the dark's amazing. I would try it. I'm always open to trying stuff. Okay, candle 2. Candle 2, we're going to have Halloween 10 is going to be our background quilting. Let's go PES. And the size is 4x6. So 4x6, remember when you add the quilting, it bumps your design to 4.5 by 6.5. It adds half an inch. And then we're going to go ahead and add our design, candle 2. PES. And we have candle 1, candle 2, and it says it right there. Your thumbnails might not be as big as mine, but it'll be the second of the 2. I'm going to touch embroidery to combine. I'm going to go here to my notebook paper, and I'm going to choose my 5x7 hoop. And I'm going to go lay out. My hoop is not on my machine. This is what happens when your hoop's not on your machine. See? It's not attached. When I go to do my move and arrow, it takes it outside of my embroidery field. What happens when it is attached is you can hit the up arrow as far as you want, and you'll get a knock knock once it reaches the tolerance of your embroidery field, once it's trying to head out of it. All right, let's go ahead, and the last thing I want to do is I'm going to go here where I go forward and backward stitches, and we are going to stitch out the placement for the batting. Here's my background and my batting. I'm going to give those a shot of spray first. Let's go ahead and lay down our batting first. Side that square. Now I'm going to give my background fabric a little shot of spray. It's black. I don't even care if there are threads in the back because nobody's going to see them through that dark black fabric. And just center it to your batting. Mine was folded in half to fit it into that. I mean, because I'm juggling so many projects right now, I was running out of those clear organizers. And I'm going to leave the black, I'm going to leave the purple in there, the dancing. We're going to skip some steps though. So this is the tack down for your batting. If you do that stitch by accident, you do have to rip that out because that's like your seam allowance. So you want to make sure you do the tack down for your background because that's about a 1/4 inch outside of that stitch. So we're going to skip that one. That's your background placement and that's your background tack down. So once in a while, I'll forget to fast forward and I'll do that background tack down. You need to remove it because that's going to be where you're sewing, this background tack down. Did I fluff my fabric? I don't even know if I did, but my embroidery is not turned under, and that's what the important part. Okay, quilting stitch. Oh my goodness, should we do it in something we can see? Because it says black, and I want to see it. I am living on the edge today. So let's go, I want to look at the quilt. Let me see the whole quilt. So it's going to be this candle down here in the bottom left corner. And I do want to throw in a splash of purple. So I think I'm just going to leave the purple and do the spider web quilting. Otherwise, I might throw in some purple in the fabric of the candle. What do you think? Oh, because I have purple here right above it. I'm trying to think if I should. I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to throw in some purple here because I don't want it like right above. I'm going to put some purple right over here. All right, this one I'm just going to leave as is. However, I think, what do you think? Should I do white spider web or should I go orange? Candle like a candle in the wind. Okay, page 39. I'm going to do this because I love mango smoothie. I love mango smoothie. Hi, princess. I think Poppy and I made up. I have not made my bats yet, so I don't know if you, sorry for the horrible eagle. I don't know if you saw my email, but I have not done my homework. I've been a very bad student. I have been working and just been so busy with store stuff, so I've not done my bats. But should we do black and purple bats? Or do you think that'll look tacky? Let me look at the quote. I think I'm just going to do black bats. But I'm going to double my bats because Dana's quilt had lots of bats and it looks so good. That purple stitch that you're seeing, that's going to be your trim line, so don't worry about it. Okay, now we're into the embroidery. It says after quilting, go to the embroidery instructions. Color doesn't make a difference. Let's read our notes here step by step. Photos on page 37 to 38, if desired. Yeah, let's take a look at it, right? Oh, here we go. 37 and 38, because this is the same process. All right, so they did, oh yeah, so they didn't do all your instructions right here. So first it says stitch the melted wax placement line and place the melted wax fabric right side up. Color doesn't make a difference. I'm gonna go ahead and just, I didn't do my candle one yet. That was my homework that I didn't get done. Okay, so it's right in the center, and then we're gonna place the melted wax fabric right side up, and the melted wax fabric I think is, I think it's this guy right here. So it's either, is this coconut cream or royal icing? So I'm going to give this a little shot of spray. Let's put that down. Make sure you're on the right side. And it says color doesn't make a difference, but I'm going to go ahead. Sometimes I worry that this, a darker color will shadow through. So let me go ahead and put my linen in. And now it's going to stitch the melted wax tack down line, and we're going to trim the fabric close to the stitch line. Okay, let's trim it. Uh-oh. And if you hear heavy breathing, sometimes it's me, but sometimes it's the dogs. Sometimes it's me because I'm so relaxed, and I'm a mouth breather. I know, it's awful. All right, next step. Stitch the candle placement line. Color doesn't make a difference. I'm just gonna, whoops, gotta slide this back on. Color doesn't make a difference. Stitch the candle placement line and place the candle fabric right side up. So our candle fabric is going to be, I think it's that linen color. This is my candle. I don't have shapes. Uh-oh. What are you doing over there? She's walking around on something. I have caught her on my sewing table, walking around. Do you hear that? That's her. I don't know what she's doing. Looks like she's trying to... Whoops, sorry. All right, hang on a second. Ooh, sorry, Mama. We're going to trim it close to the stitch line. Move this back a little bit. What a wonderful way to spend the day. Now I'm into it. This is what ruins my groove, having to go to this store. Because I'm into it, and like when I'm into it, I can stitch all day. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it takes me like a little while to get going. But then I'm unstoppable. All right, now it says, stitch the candle satin outline and fill, and it's asking for shadow. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave my white bobbin in. Did you already do the real spirit block? I did do the real spirit block. I think that should be uploaded. Did I upload those? I think I uploaded those. I tried to do all of my homework in one push, and I think I got through like 3 of the 4 blocks I needed to do. Because I decided I had to make good choices and I had to go to bed. Have you made the bats? Oh, we already answered that question. No bats, not yet. Okay, 3 minutes of stitching. And then we're going to put down the melted wax decorative outline. That's going to be in linen. So here's, okay, that spider web looks pretty good, right? I think we did okay. I think it was better than just doing black. So right now we're doing this outline, and then we're going to do the melted wax, right? Melted wax, and then we're going to stitch the wick fill. And we'll do, wait a minute. Did we do the wick fill before the, stitch the wick fill? I guess we do that before the flame placement. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, here's the real spirit. Do we get it? I should probably be, instead of just sitting here looking gorgeous, I should be doing some finish work. I can't find my favorite tweezers, which are my precision tip tweezers, but good thing I have my grip and grip. So I'm going to get those. I'm going to attempt to get those. You know what I need? I need more grid wall. Grid wall is like the best, and I feel like I need grid wall instead of a basket. What you can be doing, instead of just sitting around like I've been sitting around, you can go ahead and like do all your trimming. So, and I have my tweezers right here. These are the side hoppers. So, and I go back and forth between being more in love with my side hoppers and being more in love with my the ones that have the hook. And there's actually not a lot to get here. But we can clean all of these up right now. That one's done. Here's Real Spirit, Miss Lynn. Real Spirit's right here. Okay, I'm gonna change this out and then we'll go ahead and we'll clean some of this. We'll clean these up a little bit more. What do we need next? Next step is, oh, we need the melted wax. Melted wax, because we just did the satin outline. So go ahead and put in your linen. Oh, my tummy's telling me it's lunchtime. Saturdays should just be stitch day. But sometimes it gets really busy, and it's usually just me and Patrick in the store. And John will be there too. Sometimes Max. Okay, here. Whoops. You didn't even get to see that. Sorry. So it's stitching out the wax. Just a minute of stitching. Really need the tweezers to kind of grab it and pull it nice and taut. Like, those make all the difference. And I used to just not use tweezers, and then Miss Joanne Bell was like, you need to use the tweezers too. You know, sometimes it's like something so simple and you're like, why didn't I think of that? What's nice about these is you can just get one foot smaller than the other, and I think it's the right, oh, maybe it's the left. Get your foot under, snip it close to one side, grab your tweezers, and then grab the other one and snip. No! Alright, they deserve to be in their driveways. My dogs think that my neighbors don't deserve to be in their own yards. Okay. Next step, stitch the wick fill. So we're going to go back and we are going to put shadow in again. Quiet, please. Quiet, please, or Mommy's going to remove you. Yes, you're good, girl. Yes. Oh, man. I know that's not comfy, huh? Okay, let me move this. All right, wick fill. Let me go ahead and hit my threading button. There you go. Hit start. Yeah. That was quick, right? All right, what's next? Wick fill. We'll see you, Miss Margaret. How about a purple wick? I know, I didn't do it. I know, because I should put a little bit of purple in there. Stitch the outer flame placement line. We're going to go to buttermilk now. Buttermilk's going to be the next couple of steps. The candle's looking awesome, though. This is the outer flame placement line. I need my flame fabric. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, dog law. Poppy's laying down. Oop, we got lucky. It wasn't under her. So here's my flame fabric. I'm going to give it a little shot of spray to the back. Still using my spray tent and my Ganove. Fix that flame. Sometimes there's so much fabric. Like this, we could definitely fit it like that, right? But let's go ahead and lay it down. We'll use it all. And now we're going to do the tack down. trim the fabric close to the stitch line. We're on step number 9 right now. Step number 9 is to trim it close to the stitch line. Let me get any snips will do. How about we use these? We haven't used these today. They're so like beefy and strong. That's what I like about these. Like when I'm doing chenille and I'm going through lots of layers, the thing I don't like about these, the blades are bigger because they're bigger and stronger, but you don't get quite as close sometimes. Or maybe you do. Quiet. Okay, Mama's going to kick you out. Hang on. I'm going to let them out for a minute. Here we go. Oh, that flame looks good. How beautiful are you, flame? And now it's step number 10. 10 says stitch the outer flame decorative outline. Place the outer flame. Okay, first let's stitch the decorative outline. Slide it on, stitch it down. Another thing that's really nice about these hoops, they slide on so easily. Some of the hoops are really sticky. And they're just that way. Like my 9.5 by 14 or several of them are kind of sticky and hard to slide on. These slide on so beautifully. That would have looked really pretty. I'm thinking like it would have looked really pretty with the purple around here and the little wick. Okay, place the outer flame vinyl glitter. So what I'm thinking is when we do, I gotta find it. Oh, there it is. Look how gorgeous this is. And I wish they made it so we could buy it, but they don't. And I'm gonna look at the instructions here. So they had you cut it to like a certain size and then lay it down. We're not doing that. And that way we're going to have so much that we can use whenever we want. So I'm just going to lay it down right there. You don't want to do it right to the edge. I'd give yourself about like 1/8 of an inch or something, especially on the tip. So you get that nice, when you trim it down, it's like that. It just looks good. So outer flame, stitch, outer flame, place the outer flame glitter right side up. And then, what color do they want us to use? They want us to use shadow. So we're going to place the outer flame glitter right side up, and then we're going to stitch the outer flame vinyl tack down line and fill. I want to look at that. Yeah. So it's going to look like that with the fill. Okay. I'm going to take out my buttermilk. We did the outer flame vinyl glitter right side up. We're going to put our shadow in. I'm just reading this, making sure I'm not leading you astray, that I'm putting the right color in at the right time. So it should be this next. Vinyl, step number 10, glitter right side up, and then we're going to stitch. Okay, I'm just going to hold it down. You can tape it if you want. Let me hit my thread button. That's always seems to be a step I forget. Then you're going to trim the vinyl as desired. It's raw edge applique and will not have an additional cover. I wouldn't go right to the stitch. because sometimes the stitches come undone. So give yourself maybe like a 1/16 to an eighth of an inch. And if you want more of this vinyl, Kimberbell doesn't sell it to us, but I mean, that's something kind of fun. You could probably just get it on like Amazon. Okay, your curved straight scissors. These are the ones that we're going to use next. And I think that's it, right? We're done. That was the last of the stitching. I'm going to just kind of put this on my lap so I can turn it as I go. And I'm going to kind of go right to the yellow. This is why my threads go falling on the ground. Oh, wow, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Sorry if you can't see that. Try and get that out of the way. Is that like fun? I don't know if you can appreciate it. You gotta see it. And oh, you're kidding me. Ah! I was so scared. I thought I didn't fluff it and that had gotten stitched down. But we are done with the candle and I just love it. Love it with the spider web, and that yellow vinyl is the bomb. And I'm going to stop right there. Okay, homework. So for me, I have to finish my block 4, the bats. And then there was one more block from section 5. My flying geese block is already done. I don't know where it is, but I done that when I had done the other one, so I will add that to section 5, and I'll add the video because I don't think I had put that up yet. So I'm going to be doing, whoops, don't want to confuse you with Lori. Let me get that out of the way. Here's my spreadsheet. This is going to be my homework, little bitty bat, and I do need to do candle 1 from before, and the embellishments, and then I'm going to do the borders. So one of the evenings this week, probably it might even be at the end of the week because Patrick's gone until Wednesday, so it's going to be really crazy. But I'm going to do the borders and I'm going to think really hard. I think I am going to do that 10 by 10 sashing frame, and I think I'm going to do the 10. Was it the 10-inch size that I did last time? I can't remember, but I think I did the 10-inch, and I'll do 6 of them, 6 hoopings. We'll figure it out. I will be planning it in my head, and then I will translate it to a video. But I'm going to get to the store. Have a great day. I hope you get more done. Be creative. Make something awesome. And I will be filming and posting the videos, and I'll be emailing you too. Have a great day, guys. Bye.